What's going on, Joseph for Run the Comics? Hand right here. Yeah, this is another comic book haul. Getting all my little books which I've collected for the past month, and I'm about to showcase them for you. Don't forget to check me out on IG, Run the Comics. Follow me there. Also, check me out on Facebook at Run the Comics OG. You can check me out there also. But let's go into this haul. There's a lot of books, not as many as I usually get, but I got a number of them in. First off, these books I got from Half Price Books. Like I tell you, Half Price Books, you can find some books. You can fill up some runs by going to Half Price Books. Well, I found up these books from Undiscovered Country, from Image, and plugging up my run, some of the ones which came out not too long ago. Well, it came out a little while ago, but this basically filled up my run, starting with issue number 6. So this is number 6. 8. Excuse the lighting, definitely need some better lighting. Here's 9. You can support the channel if you want to, a Cash App, $Banks 7 Fam, capital B, capital F in Banks and Fam. Help a brother out. Undiscovered Country number 10. 11. All my Undiscovered. I found The Brightest Day for Green Lantern number 53. Green Lantern head. Get all these when I can. You have 65 with the Sinestro Corps. Then we have the Green Lanterns for Rebirth. This is issue number 21. Found a number in this place. Hexed number 12, which is Dan Mora illustrated this one. So it's really dope. I think it's the last book I needed for the Royals. This is issue number 5 for the Royals. I'm talking about the Inhumans. This book right here, The Spider for Dynamite Comics. This is issue number 1. This is a really dope cover, sideways cover for The Spider number 1. I wish they had number 2 of this, which is the actual first appearance of Clark Kent's son, which name just really went past my head. Damian's friend. I was gonna say Connor Kent, but it's not Connor. There we go. There we go. This is Convergence Superman number 1. We need number 2 for that. I just can't remember his name. But Superman's son, it's not the first issue, but it's the one before that. And here's Negan Lives. I didn't pick this up when it first came out. I didn't pick up this or the second print or any other prints. But they had it there, so I was able to pick this up. So, cool. I don't have that many Walking Dead books, but I do have a few, so that's dope. Now, these are some books I got online, a little honey spot online. Here's Justice League of America, number, what's this? 208. Really dope. I think it came out in 1980, I believe. So it's almost silver. It's not quite silver yet. This is really dope. There's a first appearance in that book. And here's some Etrigan, the Demon. Saw some of these. So I just happened to get these because they were very cheap. This is number 12. I got a couple of them. Jack Kirby books. So I got me some Jack Kirby love in here. Number 12, and there's number 14 for the Demon, Etrigan. So that's really dope. Got some Jack Kirby books. So I'm excited about that. Here goes some of my Green Lantern. This is issue number 187. Pretty dope with John Stewart. Issue number 45, the John Stewart one. The last one was volume 2. This is volume 3, 45. We got some Green Lantern Corps number 39. So those are really dope. Got that from my spot online. And for Stranger Comics, okay, I'm gonna have a bunch of these. Here is their DMX homage for Stranger Comics. I got this from going to their Stranger Con, which was last month, and for being a member, just being there for the online convention, which was on their IG and also YouTube's, was like a simultaneous thing, a simulcast type of thing. You got the book. So I got Dusu, plus I got another Dusu #1 DMX homage cover. Path of the Ancient, really dope. And I also have a couple of Dusu, the regular cover #1s. I got a lot of doubles up. They bless me. Niobe She Is Life. This is issue #3. This is like the variant cover. It's not the A cover for that, but I like this cover. This is the one that I got. We have Issessa #1 variant. These are all Stranger comic books. Issessa in the world of Asunda. I would say check them out. They have a Kickstarter that's finishing up in probably a little over a week. Hope I can put this up so you can check them out. Quick Kickstarter. Check out Stranger Comics. Their new series Niobe Endura. Also Morka Moa #2, and also The Untamed #2. So plus they have some other books, new covers, really dope. Issessa #1, and these are the ones which got. This is Niobe #1, She Is Life. This is the Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders, and got which one? One is Midnight Marauders. Others both of the Tribe Called Quest books, hip hop homages. Really dope. So support Stranger Comics, support our indie comic family. And these right here I got from the WhatsApp. If you are trying to find alternate ways to get comics, we also have WhatsApp app, which you can get on the Play Store, Google Play, or you can get on the iTunes Store, and sell it to the place where they can sell. It's kind of like eBay, but you actually think shipped out very soon. It's, you buy it, then you have to wait a few days to get it. You get it at that time, the time limit. Most things start at $1, even slabs. So it's a really good thing to get some of these books you really wanted. I got a bunch of hip hop variants, which I'm very happy about. This is Deadpool and the Mercs for Money #1, hip hop homage. We have Great Lakes Avengers #1, hip hop homage. International Iron Man #1, hip hop homage. I'm gonna say hip hop. We have Illuminati #1, hip hop. Like this one. This is that Kendrick Lamar homage for Guardians of Infinity #1. Like I said, sorry for the lighting. And it's Steve Rogers Captain America. This is the second printing #1. The first printing has the red, white, and blue, but the second printing has the Hydra going down the wrong path #1. Dope. This is a dope series, and I was able to find the first printing. It's hard to find this, but I found a spot where they had the first printing of By the Horns #1 on Scout Comics. So I was able to get the first cover, because I have like the variant of this or the second printing of this cover, but I was able to find the first printing of the cover, so that's really dope. Also got issue #2, which I didn't mean to order because I already have it, but I have another issue #2. But they got issue #3. Let me get there, better focus. There we go. Issue #3. Basically, her husband was killed by unicorns. She wanted to get revenge, but she actually is teaming up with them for a bigger enemy. And also issue #4, which I just read, and everything is kind of racking up. And that's this series. By the Horns was going to be just I think a 5-6 issue series, maybe between 5 and 7 issue series, but they're actually going to continue on as an ongoing series now. So they did very well. So that's great. And it's a great story too. Batman 102, right? Ghostmaker on this joint. I don't know if this is the first appearance of Ghostmaker, but I'm trying to go back and get some of these older Batman after 100, and I think I'm just going to collect until after the Fear State storyline. Here's another Stranger comic. This is Vampire Hunter D which they actually have Vampire Hunter D on Stranger Comics. But this is like a preview edition. I thought it was going to be the actual first, the #1 for Vampire Hunter D, Message from Mars. But it's a preview edition, so they have Vampire Hunter D on one side and their Untamed series, I think it's The Killing Floor, on the other side. So it's like a half and half comic. But I'm able to get that. I'm happy to have Vampire Hunter D of any kind in comics. So that's really dope. Happy about that. That same spot I was telling you about, I found some more comics. And this is a kind I never knew about. It's from, was it New Paradigm Studios. This is Watson and Holmes. Carl Bollers and Rick Leonardi actually illustrated this. It's the first issue of this story, which is about like guys who are detectives, stopping crime and stuff like that. And it sounded very interesting. And this is the first issue of that with 2 African American protagonists, heroes, you want to say, of this. It's called Watson and Holmes. So I'm very interested about that. It was a very limited series. I think it's maybe 5 issues. So, but it sounded pretty dope. So I'm gonna check that out. Here's another indie, Devil's Dominion from Black Box Comics, and this is pretty interesting. Also about a girl who was possessed by a demon, but she's able to get out from that possession, but able to use that same powers of demon controlling powers or something like that. So it sounded interesting, and I'm gonna see how this story goes. But I think she's being hunted because I don't know if it's the devil or I think the devil or some type of, he was given demonic powers. I guess he was gonna take her soul, but she kind of got back control of her soul. But it's interesting. Let's just say that at least. It's a very interesting story. Here we have Deep Beyond #1. This is that sketch cover from Peach Momoko. Peach Momoko, for a lot of people, is hit or miss. I think she has some really dope work. I'm trying to get up close. Yeah, get real detailed in there. But I like Peach Momoko. I think a lot of these lady artists are sometimes getting a lot of flack, but they're really dope. I think sometimes they get hot, and it's like catching them while they're hot. Jenny Frison went through that. I think right now, what's her name, Besh, is going through that with her covers, but really dope artists. This is Black Hide #4. I'm glad I was able to find this because I didn't have it in my pool. Well, not my pool, but my pre-orders. But I was able to find that at the place where I got these others. As you can see, the yellow tape. So I got all these online. Really dope, real dope story about basically white and black people having reversal of roles. So here's another one I got. Black Panther, The Most Dangerous Man Alive, issue number 525. I was able to find this one. Have Lady Bullseye on there. The Kingpin of Wakanda. So I'm trying to get this run. I have most of these. I'm trying to get the rest of them about this time when Black Panther was stateside. So really dope. And I was able to get me an Ironheart. It's tough trying to find these. I'm trying to get this whole series. I think I have like maybe 5 more to go. This is Ironheart issue number 8. Really dope. Have Doctor Strange appearance in there. So, you know, before the television show comes out, try and get those Ironhearts whenever I can find them for cheap, because I ain't paying a lot of money for no Ironheart. And this is that Batman, another Batman. This is 109. This is up to current times. And it says featuring the Ghostmaker in this one. So on issue number 110, which is part of my pre-orders, I think 110 to 116, there's gonna be connecting covers which I ordered. So can't wait to get those. But that's dope. Now, cover from Michael Bendis from his Jinx World imprint through DC. This is issue number 4. I've been trying to pick these up too whenever I can. I got this from my LCS, my parents' basement, and I'm able to find a lot in there. Especially they have a lot of back issues, so I'll try and grab some. And you know, got that David Mack cover. David Mack is really heating up. I'm gonna do a artist spotlight on him once I get my Niobe, which I showed you earlier. He did a cover for their Kickstarter. Did actually 3 covers, and once I get those in, I'm gonna do a artist spotlight on my IG for David Mack. But this is his work for cover. We have MFKZ, issue number 1 on Behemoth Comics. Hear about this comic, one of these indies, and I think it's like a variant cover. But I'm gonna check this out. It's like a craziness. All I'm gonna tell you is craziness. So I'm gonna check that out. Part of Free Comic Book Day that happened this year. I didn't pick this up my previous Free Comic Book Day because they didn't have it the place I went to. This is Trailer Park Boys from the TV show. They have a comic, so I'm gonna check that out. And I did get this one, but I got some more. Black and Calexit from Black Mass Studios. Got a couple of those. So got some more to add to the Free Comic Book collection. And now, get these. Another Green Lantern. This is 126 from the volume 2. Some early Green Lantern work. Really dope. Fighting the Sinister Shark. This one right here I got because of the artist. This is an artist pickup. I pick up books because of the story, or I don't do big specs, but I do a little bit of specs. This is a Joshua Middleton cover for Supergirl. Issue number was at 34. Issue number 34. So Joshua Middleton is one of my favorite artists. So I love this work during Aquaman, during Rebirth, and other work that he's done. But I picked up his early work has this type of style to it. So I've been kind of grabbing a few of them which I like. So this is Supergirl, Jonathan, not Jonathan. This is Supergirl number 34. Also, since Thanos is pretty big, I saw this Thanos Rising number 1. I got the Infinity Gauntlet series, which talked about Thanos, and some of the Nova Corps, where this is talking about the origins of Thanos. See if I can get this run. It's only like it's a limited series. And another big popular series, Philadelphia for Image. And I saw that this book has a little bit of creasing over here on the side. I can press that out once I get my press. Philadelphia number 5, and I saw this book was up in price because of something that happened here. I got to check that out. But I grabbed that. And speaking of David Mack again, Philadelphia number 13, David Mack variant. Well, I think it's maybe a regular cover, but it's David Mack cover. Really dope. And this issue just came out. Heard about it, but I didn't get it when it first came out. But Echolands number 1, another horizontal comic like you saw when I showed you the Spider number 1. But for this one, the whole book is presented this way. So that's really dope. Very different. You don't get many books at all that are like that. And here, let me show this first. This new issue that came out. Last Flight Out. This issue number 1 out of 6. I was able to get a couple of those about Earth. People love to talk about the Earth going to hell and high water, and so they're trying to leave the planet. But the guy who created the ships or the way to leave, his child is left behind. So it's a story about that. I'm going to check this out. But this is that story for Dark Horse Comics. And this joint right here, I wish this was the actual Ultimate Fallout Spider-Man No More issue 4, but it is not. It is the facsimile. And some people are trying to get away with selling this as if it's not facsimile. But I think the price of this, or the worth of what this will be worth, will probably go up. But there are some differences between this and the actual Ultimate Fallout number 4. For one, the Marvel logo in this facsimile is red. In the actual one, it's gray. And also in the barcode, it goes all the way to the end of the page, and I think it's different, a barcode. So you have to be careful to know which one is the facsimile and which one is the first printing of Ultimate Fallout 4. So I actually got a couple of those. And I think I have a couple coming in my pre-order from Things from Another World. So really dope. Wasn't going to get this, but hey, I'm invested. Berserker number 1. This is the 4th printing. I like that baby blue background. And this is actually a panel from inside of him jumping like this. Is a panel from inside of the book. And it says Keanu Reeves is going to be in a new Matrix Resurrections, which Matrix is still one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. And hearing about Keanu Reeves working on Berserker, and that hopefully looking to do the role of the main character in Berserker, It's only right. He still has that hairdo. That hairdo has gone through all these movies. The Matrix is gonna have that long hair. John Wick, long hair. Berserker, long hair. Keanu, one of my favorite action actors. White, number 2. This is the second printing. The first printing I'll be getting in the mail soon with my pre-orders. But I just want to get this so I can read it and see what is happening with the story so far. For World, where all of the African American characters, or a lot of them, have superpowers. And the guy who was the protagonist in the issue of Black is now the president of the United States. And his son is a tech creator and has a little Iron Man type of guys. I guess they're kind of fighting the black people, trying to, stop them or try to. Not all are like resistance fighters, but try and stop most of them. One of my favorite series, Once and Future. This is number 19. I am still trying to get Once and Future number 1, the 8th printing. That is a book I am trying to get. I am not trying to pay hundreds of dollars for it. I'm trying. I wish I would have bought it when it was still $30. I'm gonna do a video on, comic book prices and the timing, and are certain comic books actually worth what people are asking for them? Because, man, I wish I would have bought it at that time. Now it's very difficult to get that 8th printing, which is the last printing of Once and Future issue number 1. It's very difficult to get that in a lower price. I'm trying to get under $100, truthfully. I really don't want to pay that. I want to pay closer to $50, but I'll catch somebody slacking. Usually catch somebody slacking, some dealer, or try to make some deal, and hopefully I'll be able to do that. So if you know anybody, let me know. And here's Infinite Frontier number 1. If you saw my other video, the previous one, I had issue number 3 because there's the new Black Lanterns. But this is talking about the new this new group who are there fighting a timeline, and you see Darkseid there. So I'm gonna read this. I heard a few people say they really understand this story. I'm gonna check it out myself and see if it's understandable. And this is the Superman from, I forgot what Earth that is, but one other alternate Earths, who was also the president. So that's pretty dope. I don't know if I'm gonna get the whole series, a 6-issue mini-series. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. We'll see. All right, Shadecraft. I got this on the WhatsApp. Shadecraft number 1. This is the, I don't know if it's the variant, no, second printing. It's the second printing. Really dope. The third printing is the same image, but the teeth are in orange. So this is the second printing. So this is a really good story. I got the entire series. This is a very good story, and I hope they'll continue on for another arc. But I think 5 or 6 issues. It really told the story, made sense, and it's very good. You should check that out. Shadecraft. Here we go. We Live. This is number 5. This is the second printing. I'm getting close to getting that first printing. The first printing for number 1 and number 5 are very difficult to get because they're high price. But I was able to get the second printing. I have the second and the third printing now. And plus they threw in, also have the comic book day, We Live. This is from Aftershock Comics, The Last Days. So I have another one to add to the other ones I already have. So that's really dope. We have, let me look this up. That's that Alex Ross Timeless variant with Medusa of the Inhumans. I believe this is, yep, Fantastic Four Antithesis. I want that Silver Surfer one. That's one I don't have. So, but that's really dope. Alex Ross. I have a bunch of these. I don't have them all. I'm almost getting close to getting all, but I don't have them all. But I got the ones which I really wanted. And here we have Y: The Last Man, which is now going to be a show, I think, on Netflix. I thought this was issue number 1. Issue number 1 is very expensive. This is from Vertigo, but this is actually the trade, first trade, which I paid not too much more than what I paid for a regular comic dollar bin, but I think I paid like $2 or $3 for this. From my spot, Comics Zombie on IG, get all the dope back issues, even a lot of indies and a lot of books you've never heard of before. But Y: The Last Man trade, really dope. Another Alex Ross cover from the series of Astro City. This is Astra, number 1. Beautiful cover, Alex Ross. And I'm gonna check this out because this is an Astro City special, which is really dope. This is an early Dark Horse Comics book, Trekker. This is issue number 1 by Ron Randall. And I don't know how, I know the one about Boris the Bear is like one of the first issues that came out from Dark Horse. This is pretty close to that because Dark Horse came out in the mid 80s. So it was dope to find this and do a little research on it. I'm gonna do some more research on it, but this is Trekker. And that's great to have some early Dark Horse comics. For Dynamite, Justice Inc. It's that Frank Avila cover. Tell his style really pops. And I mainly did it for cover by. Definitely covered by. Another kind of covered by, but it's from Image, but also I heard about this story, sounds very interesting. Coyotes, issue number 1 for Image Comics. This is pretty dope. Another Dark Horse book, Propeller Man, issue number 1. Some of these I kind of just looked real quick when before I bought it, kind of look and see how the bidding are or how the value of these books were on eBay. And some of them I picked up just because of that. But also, all these, I'm getting many number 1s. This is Translucid from Boom Studios. This is issue number 1. So I'm just mainly getting all these issue number 1s unless it's a beautiful cover that I would get something that's not a number 1. Here we have Cyberforce Annual number 1, the early Cyberforce for Image. And I didn't have the annual. I have the early Cyberforce books from the 90s, but I didn't get the annual, so I got the annual. Here's a book called Mirror for Image Comics, and this is issue number 1 also. So another book which just looked interesting. Did a quick search, and basically I'm getting good value from what I'm buying. So these books are worth more than what I paid for them. Here we have Sensational She-Hulk issue number 2, the 2nd volume. Really dope. Able to get that. It's in pretty good condition too. Like she was before Deadpool. She was Deadpool before Deadpool. Especially on the covers. One of my favorite X-Men, like I always say, Nightcrawler. This is issue number 7. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th series. This one I thought it was issue number 1. It's actually issue number 2. This is Avengers World. This character, she was in the recent New Mutants book. She was married to somebody. Was she married to Chamber? Not Chamber. Cannonball. I think she was married to Cannonball. Something like that. So, looked very interesting. So I'm going to check this out. Avengers World, issue number 2. Here we have Survive, issue number 1 from Marvel. As you see Falcon there, you see Storm, and also Invisible. I got to see about this. Marvel sometimes put out these events, these little small events that don't last long. You know, DC be doing those super long events, but Marvel just have an event that may have very short or a book series that's very short. So I'm gonna check this out. It's issue number 1. Like I said, I've been grabbing issue number 1s. Pit, but anytime I see a Pit, I usually grab. This is Pit issue number 6. This is like my 3rd or 4th issue of issue number 6. Any of the Pits that were on Image Comics, I'll grab. If they're on Full Bleed, I'll really grab because that's Dale Keown's own imprint. This one, even though it has a little scuffing here on the side, I went ahead and got. Actually, he did a deal with me. My man Comic Zombie, salute to him, because he was gonna sell it for like 3, but because of that scuffing, just sold it for $1. And this Silver Surfer Requiem, I really want to read this. Straczynski, and also illustrated by Rasad Ribic. Beautiful cover. It's a little mini series. It's 1 of 4. Here's another. It's not issue number 1. It's issue 0 of The Sovereigns for Dynamite Comics. It looked very interesting, and I want to check this out. I think it had a nice little run too. Here's Freedom Formula for Radical Comic. I never heard of this, but I looked it up on eBay real quick, and it looked very interesting. It had a very short run, 5-issue run. This is issue number 1 of it. Beautiful cover though. I think that was the I think that's the variant too. Now this I've never seen. It's about Green Lantern Gallery, and can't see who the illustrator of this is, but that is a beautiful cover. When I saw that, I said, let me order that, because I am definitely a Green Lantern head, so anything for Green Lantern I try and grab. So this is Green Lantern Gallery, which I think it does a lot of illustrations of different artists on Green Lantern. And speaking of Green Lantern, they go to some Green Lantern books. Here's Green Lantern Corps number 14. during the Sinestro Wars. It's like sketch cover. Yes, it's not the first print, and it's I don't know if it's the second print or the variant. Here's Green Lantern Emerald Warriors. I haven't seen this book for so many times, but I finally pulled the trigger and bought it during the brightest day after Blackest Night. This is issue number 1. Here we have the Green Lantern New Guardians with Kyle Rayner and his group of misfits from all the emotional spectrum. This is issue number 1. 20. 21, dope, with some of the new Guardians that came up after the original Guardians were killed off. And the last issue, issue number 40, which I'm happy with the last issues. That's one thing I try and do. I want to get the first issue, sometimes the first 2 issues, and the last issue if I can. Coming to Red Lanterns. Red Lanterns, issue number 17, 19, and then we go from Red Lanterns to Sinestro. Sinestro, issue number 3, 10, 11. And this one I already have, but this is another copy of 12, which I think this is better than the one that I have. The one I have really have a lot of spine takes because of that black and that red. And also, on the back, Ultra from Multiversity, Grant Morrison's Ultraversity. There's another copy of this. It's pretty dope. Do not read this book, it's very meta. The book is very meta. I saw this too, Battle Cats number 1. I think this is the first series. From Mark London, Andy King. So this is from Mad Cave's comics. So that's pretty dope. This is a funny comic. I've been just kind of grabbing these. I think I have almost the whole series. This is Shirtless Bear Fighter number 2. Pretty dope. And Shirtless Bear Fighter number 5 from Image Comics. Pretty dope. This is a comic called Dalek. This is issue number 0. This is on Aspen. Aspen, as you know, is the late Michael Turner's comic book company that's still going on. They put out Fathom, and some other Soulfire and some other titles. This is Dalek, which I don't know what this is about. Dope cover. Sounded interesting. Aspen Comics, had to grab it. This one right here looks pretty dope. This is for Top Cow Image, Warframe number 1. It's kind of a the lead character. I think this character is kind of like a Guyver. If you know anime and manga, it's kind of like a Guyver type character. You know, have this armor, robotic type, fighting for the good of mankind. This guy, Sharky number 1. He's kind of like a Lobo / all these different kind of characters like that. It's a pretty dope cover. Sharky number 1. Like I said, I'm grabbing all these number 1s unless it's something like this one. This is Codename Knockout number 5. This is a dope cover. But I've been was looking at getting this series for Vertigo. Illustrated by Noto. So that's pretty dope. And last book, this is from Harris Comics, Q Unit. So I've been checking out a few Harris Comics, early 90s comics, and I saw this about Q Unit and I grabbed this. So this is my combo haul for Run the Comics. Hope you like it. You know, make sure and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also check out my Instagram, IG Run the Comics, and Facebook Run the Comics OG. And check me out there. Doing some more things for my channel and also for those websites. Not to mention, I have a WhatsApp. You can follow me on WhatsApp also. Look for Run the Comics. I'm on there. And hopefully I'll be selling some books through IG and possibly WhatsApp in the near future. I'm kind of getting all these books together and kind of seeing what I want to sell, what I want to give away, things of that nature. So check back often to see what's going on, especially IG. I do a lot of my posting and things there. So if you want to know what's going on, what I'm looking at, what thoughts I have, you can find all those things on my IG. So for Run the Comics, this is Joseph, and I am out. Grace and peace. Sure.
2 hours later.
Epilogue. Almost forgot these 2 books, which are on my desk, which I'm actually in the process of reading. I actually read Deep Beyond Deep Beyond issue number 7 for Image Comics. Dope story about another dimension, another place through water, but it has to deal with another thing about the world going to rot and basically trying to find another place to go to and find other people, and it's been happening for decades, and it's a very interesting story. And then also Geiger number 5, awesome story. I'm about to get into this. I'm actually going back to number 4 to see what that was about. Since I'm pre-ordering these books, I'm actually getting all these books, all my pre-orders I'm getting late. So while everybody's doing their, hey, this is what's happening in comics this week, when when New Comic Book Day is out on Wednesdays or Tuesdays for DC, I'm getting it later. So I'm coming to these stories late, but that's alright, because Geiger's a great story. Willing to wait on that one. Really dope. The hero of the story, he has a really interesting backstory. Someone who I can see you can really build off of him going forward, and this family who he has encountered. Really dope. I can see them as, even the girl, she's the older sister, I can see her being a sidekick. So very interesting. So this one, almost forgot about these two, but these two are also a part of my comic for Run the Comics. Alright, now I am really out. Grace and peace. Yeah.